Hi there, I'm Lara Shannon, and as a dog behaviourist and trainer, I want to talk about a really big issue that's possibly set to become worse as we all go back to work, and that is separation anxiety. First of all, we need to remember that separation anxiety is very real feeling for our dogs. It's akin to a panic attack in some dogs, like a human experiences. So we want to make sure that we're not punishing them for this kind of behavior, and also understanding and trying to address it as soon as we can, because unfortunately it just doesn't go away. Your dog doesn't get used to being left alone. It actually gets worse, like any dog behavior problem. So we want to make sure that our dogs learn that being alone is not such a bad thing, particularly if it's mild. There's some tips I can give you to help. If it is more on the severe side, which means that your neighbours might be letting you know that your dog's whining and crying all day, or you might see destructive behaviour, they might be chewing on things, they might be even going as far as chewing on doors just to try and get inside. If we've got severe anxiety going on, it's something that you really do need to talk to your vet or a vet behaviourist about, because medication may be required to get those chemical imbalances in their brain corrected. We can't work with the dog if they're severely anxious, because they're just not able to learn. So I really do recommend talking to your vet if you do suspect that it is quite a bad separation anxiety situation. Some things though, if it is a bit mild and we just want to get our dogs used to being alone again, is to really start independence training as early as possible. So making sure they have about 3 to 5 separations from you each day while you are at home, maybe putting them out in the backyard for a little bit, in another room, in their crate. Never as punishment, always making sure that good things are going on, and using things like interactive toys. Now we need to remember that our dogs in the wild actually spend their whole day foraging for food and hunting for their meal, keeping their brains and bodies busy. Yet we expect them to spend all day alone in the backyard with nothing to do. So things like snuffle mats, interactive toys, using treats or their food that they can really forage around and keep those brains and bodies moving are a great idea to keep them busy when they're alone. So I normally say rotate 2 to 3 each day so they don't get bored, and leaving these with them when you head out the door. So there's always a positive association, or when they're left alone when you are at home. It could also be a long-lasting chew. These boys run to their bed when I'm heading out the door. I give them a kangaroo tendon and they're happy as Larry. Whereas once upon a time he was severely anxious and I couldn't even go out for a minute without him howling the house down and triggering this one. So we want to make sure as well then that we get them used to us going by starting in small little increments. So it might just start literally like I did with him, 1 minute at a time, going out the door and keeping our departures and our arrivals really calm. So if we come in, they're jumping, they're barking, and they're all overexcited, we want to make sure that we're not reinforcing that anxiety. You can still acknowledge them, like, hi guys, but then walk in, do something, put your bag down, whatever it is, and the moment that they go quiet or all 4 feet are on the ground, that's when you can greet them as enthusiastically as you like, because that way they learn that it's the calm behavior that gets your attention. So that's what we want to really promote in our dogs, always rewarding that calm, desired behavior and ignoring or just acknowledging but not reinforcing the unwanted behavior. Big thing is giving them access inside the home, allowing them ideally access as well to your bedroom. Now some of you might go, no way, but I can tell you it will change their and your life if your dog really is suffering. Put a blanket down on your bed, because we found even with access to the whole house, dogs generally go to sleep on their carer's bed, or their armchair, or that's why you find they raid the dog basket, the clothes basket, because they just want to be close to that smell, that primary human that they care for. So just tapping into that and allowing them access really can help those feelings ease. We want to desensitize them to our departures as well. So changing our routine, not always following the same routine from the moment we wake up to walk out the door, because they start to predict our exit and they already work themselves up before we've left. So you might even pick up your car keys on the weekends when you're home, sitting down with them, just so that they don't start to hear that as a trigger to a departure of you leaving all day. Ideally though, they want human company. So if you can get a dog walker to come in halfway through the day, doggy daycare, or ask a friend or family member if they can look after your dog, they really do crave, most of all, that human interaction. And also making sure you keep their exercise routines, daily exercise. A tired dog is a good dog, and feeding routines so they can predict what's happening and just don't feel this whole loss or no sense of control in their lives. So do speak to your vet or a dog trainer if you do suspect that your dog does have separation anxiety, and try some of those tips if it's just mild. If you want more information, visit poochersatplay.com.